The following video was made possible by EA Game Changers. Hi everyone, and welcome to another apartment renovation. Today I'm sharing an apartment that I made using a bunch of the stuff that came with the Nifty Knitting stuff pack, which will be out on Tuesday, July 28th, so that'll be the day after this video goes up. I did receive an early access code, which is why I'm able to have this video up today, and we are making an apartment for a single sim that I imagine to be a grandparent who is of course obsessed with knitting and knits a ton of things that they sell on Plopsy. And I'm using one of the apartments that are in why did I want to say eco lifestyle? It's Evergreen Harbor. So I'm using one of the apartments in the Pinecrest Apartments building. I was going to make this in San Myshuno because the furnishing is in a more traditional style. So I thought it might fit into one of the more traditional apartment buildings in that world, but I haven't used any of these apartment buildings that came to Evergreen Harbor, so I thought, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's try to make it work, even though the interior of the build, or the interior styling of the apartment, does not match the exterior of the building, but it's fine. Who cares? Let's not focus on that too much. So I really wanted to give this apartment a very cozy style, which was very easy given that this apartment is very, very small. And I just kept the original layout that it had because I thought it worked pretty well, but as you can see, this living room is very tiny. It's only 3 tiles wide. I really wanted to make sure that I fit in the rocking chair because there are 4 different variants of the rocking chair that came with this pack, and that is an object that I really like. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten a chance to do anything with the gameplay because I barely had enough time to make this apartment because in case you missed the last video I put up or the community post that I made, my husband and I adopted a puppy. He's currently 7 months old, getting close to 8 months old, and we brought him home a month and a half ago, so he just took up a lot of my time because he's very needy when we first got him, but he's getting better. He's starting to chill out a little bit more. He's settling in, so I'm starting to get some time back to work on videos, but as I mentioned in my last video, I don't have as much time as I used to, but you know, I'm trying to make things work and do what I can. But anyway, I actually had a bit of a backstory in mind for the sim who lives here. So I was imagining an elderly woman who bought this apartment, or I guess we can imagine it as more of a condo since I imagine that she like put up all this different wallpaper that's in the apartment. So, you know, she bought this condo after she and her husband divorced, and they divorced once their kids left the nest, and their kids of course had kids. So the second bedroom in this apartment or condo, whatever you want to call it, she had set up as kind of like a room for her grandchildren when they visited. So she had a bed in there for them. She had toys in there for them. So you'll see, I think I already did it actually, but I did put the flowered kids wallpaper in there. So I was imagining that she put that wallpaper up for the kids to make that room feel a little bit more fun. But now her grandkids are grown and they're starting to move on with their lives, and they've gone off to college and are getting jobs out of college and all of that. So, you know, they're not coming over and staying with her anymore. So she ended up using that room as her room to knit. You know, also when the kids were younger, she used to knit for them, like knit clothes, knit toys and all of that. She got really into it. So once they outgrew visiting her and wanting the toys and clothes that she knitted for them, she decided to continue knitting and made a little bit of a business for herself out of that. So she sells things on Plopsy. She actually makes a good bit of money for it. So she's like really excited that she's managed to turn this hobby of hers into something that she can support herself with. I thought that was a really nice and sweet backstory for this apartment, and I had a lot of fun making the knitting room. But we're on to the kitchen now. As you can see, the living room was indeed very cramped, and I had the basket with the yarn in there. So I believe you can put that in your Sims inventory, and then from there you can have them knit using that. But there's 3 of those baskets throughout the house because she's a Sim who's really into knitting, so you know, I wanted whatever room she's in, I wanted there to be a basket for her to knit with. And there's also some random balls of yarn throughout the house. There's some things that she knitted. I was going to give her a cat, like I was imagining having a cat, but this apartment is so cramped that I had trouble even finding space for cat stuff, so I decided against that. But, you know, she had a cat. I can imagine the cat, like, getting into it. So maybe, like, in that case, it wouldn't be such a good idea to leave yarn around because, you know, it's a sim, so none of this matters, but, you know, the cat would get into the yarn and all of that. So this kitchen is also very cramped, and I furnished most of the kitchen. Then I was like, wait, she needs to have somewhere to eat. So I crammed in that table with a single chair there. Normally, like, even in apartments I make for single sims, I would have multiple chairs for if they had guests or whatever, but there wasn't space for that. But, you know, it's just her so it's fine. You know, if she has guests over, they can hang out in the living room and eat in there. I also got to use these green cabinets and counters from Vampires in this kitchen, which isn't a combination, you know, that's not a swatch of those cabinets and counters that I normally use, so I enjoyed that. I also just enjoyed getting back into building because it's been, I think, almost 2 months. It's been like a month and a half since I worked on builds. So yeah, I really enjoyed getting back into that. And I just want to say really quick, for those of you who are wondering where my Pleasant Family series is that I'm doing The Sims 2, I'm planning to have that be the next video that I make, but I'm probably not going to have time to do that until this weekend. So hopefully sometime next week I'll have the video for that up. But yeah, as I said, I don't have a lot of time, as much time as usual to make videos right now. So I'll do what I can, but I just want to let you all know that I've not abandoned that series. I just haven't had time to make it. But here I'm just adding some clutter to the kitchen and trying to make it look very lived in. Like, I wanted this apartment to overall just have this very lived in feel to it. Oh yeah, and I also used this table that came with Eco Lifestyle. It's the one that it's supposed to be like the Formica table. And it was the one that they added in, and that was supposed to be a replication of the table that was in The Sims 1. Because this table, there's also a chair, and then the TV that I used in the living room here, I think they're basically supposed to be like replications of those items from The Sims 1. Because like in Betty and Bob Newby's house, I remember they had that like blue Formica table and the chairs and the reddish color, and then the little TV was on it. Did they have a couch? For some reason, I remember them not having a couch, but they may have had a couch. It's been a long time since I looked at their house, so I'm probably remembering that completely wrong. As far as my thoughts on the build and buy stuff, that actually there wasn't really any build mode stuff that came with this pack. There was a door, that was about it. I didn't get a chance to use that in this apartment, but I think everything else was buy mode objects. But I really like what came with this pack. A lot of it is very cute. I like that it's very specific to the theme of the pack, because I know with other packs I've kind of complained that some of the items didn't really fit with the theme that well. Like, it didn't really feel that cohesive, but I like that everything in this pack is very knitting focused, and it's all very cute. There's a lot of items that can be used in, you know, your Sims craft room. I didn't get a chance to use everything in this build because the room was so small, but there was so much really cute stuff. There's all this really adorable clutter. There are these hanging plants. You can see the one in this room here. I think those are things that they're things that your Sims make, but they're really cool. So it's a mixture of stuff that you can buy outright, and then other things that your Sim has to craft. But I had the debug cheat on when I made this apartment, so I was able to just pull everything out and put it wherever. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I really do like that came with this pack. I did get a chance to look at the Create a Sim, and the Create a Sim's all right. There's some cute stuff in there, but it's just stuff that feels similar to what we've gotten with other packs, so it's not really anything to write home about. Like, the Create a Sim that comes with this pack, I don't think is anything. Like, if you're someone who really cares about clothing and that's the reason why you buy packs, I personally don't think the Create a Sim in this pack is worth buying the pack for. For me, it's the build and buy stuff that I really like, and I also like that there is a new hobby that your Sims can do, and I like that it's something that fits in with playing with Elder Sims, because I've always felt like Elder Sims were lacking hobbies that really felt like realistic for them, I suppose. So it's nice to have this added into the game. And I also think the items are stuff that could work well in just family homes, you know, not homes for elderly Sims. Like, I could see them working in a home for a very crafty family where the parents make a bunch of stuff for their kids and things like that. Or, since a lot of it is very colorful, I think it could also work well in kids' rooms. Like, there's this one hall table I didn't get to use that has it looks like it has a chalkboard on it with something written on. I think that's something that could be really cute for kids' rooms. Like, you could have a kid that's into, can kids even knit with this pack? I need to check that out. I probably should have figured that out. But, you know, I think it's still good items to use if you want to tell the story of a kid who's really into crafting. I actually just looked it up really quick, and kids can knit. So that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, and there's also baby onesies that can be knit. So that's neat if you don't want to have your Sims babies in just the standard onesie that they come in. Although Sim babies don't really do much, so I always just age them up right away. But that's kind of cool that there's something more for babies, even if it's not really much. So anyway, we're on to the Sims bedroom now, and I really just wanted this room to have this very cozy feel. So we've got that really cute decoration above the bed. I guess that's supposed to be, what was it? Needling? I think that's what it is. I forget. I'm not the most crafty person, so I don't really know all of these things. But yeah, that's it for that room. So now we're on to the craft room, which is my favorite part of this apartment. It is just very colorful, very fun. So we've got that bright flower wallpaper, and I just love the idea that once her grandkids no longer visited, she didn't take it down or replace it with something that went with the rest of the apartment. She kept it up, and she gave this room a very colorful and fun feeling to go with it. So the rest of the apartment has some pops of color in it, but it's overall very neutral. So I just love the contrast of that and then how colorful and fun this room is. So we've got all the various knickknacks. We've got that desk. So that desk, there's 2 desks that came with this pack. So both of these things here are desks, and you can stick a computer at them. So I've got a laptop at one of the desks, and I was thinking that that's a laptop that she uses to sell her things on Plopsy. So there it is. And on that deck, I've also not deck. I've also got a bunch of clutter. Like we've got a bunch of things that she's knitted, you know, like she's got her things there that she's waiting to sell. There's some books there. There's also that really cute decoration. That's a book with some needles and yarn on it. Like it's where she has her plans. Like maybe it's like one of those books you can buy that has like plans for making clothing and stuff like that. I remember seeing that when my mom used to take me to Joann Fabrics when I was a kid. Is that even a store? I think that's still a business. I just remember going there when I was a kid. So we got that. There's also a loom. It's not functional, I don't think. Yeah, it's not functional. It's just a decoration. So I got that. So it just kind of looks like something that they're in the process of making. So this is like her desk. Like this one here is like her desk where she has her stuff that's ready to sell and has her computer to sell things. And the other one is where she does her work at. And then there's just yarn throughout the room. I've got the other knitting basket that came with the packs. There are 2 different ones. There's that other cart that has different tools on it, like supplies on it and stuff like that. I just love the detail on the items that came with this pack. Now you have the wrapping paper and the glue and the yarn, and you've got that other wall decoration there. Yeah, this is, I just really adore the stuff that came with this pack and just the amount of clutter and detail that's there. We've also got that trash can that came with, I think it was kids' room stuff. I like that it just kind of went with the fun feel of this room. At this point, I'm almost done with furnishing the apartment, and here is where I would normally say that there will be a link to download in the description, but there's not going to be one this time, or at least not yet because the pack isn't out yet. So I'm just going to wait until it's out to upload it, and I'll update the description with a link then. And in the meantime, if you really want to get this apartment and know when it's up, you can follow me on the gallery so you get a notification. So I'll have information in the description on that, but that's going to be it for me, so hope you enjoyed the rest of the video.
Wish that I could stay in this moment forever, so I can hold you in my arms. I will carry you on my shoulders as long as I'm able. Scare the monsters under your